friends all the way around the world and back again. I thought I'd come on today. Well, I thought I was going to do clay, but I'm not. I have decided to play with making up my journal ready for 2021. And I love journal writing. I love expressing myself through a journal. It really helps get everything out of my mind. And I've got lots, if anything like you, lots of journals, lots. And this journal that I've got in front of me, I'm going to show it you in a second, is an old calendar, is an old diary. But I like to use and upcycle things. And it was a diary that didn't have content about me, and it was a diary used for something I was doing at that time. So I'm going to reuse it because there's nothing of interest in there. Some of my journals and some of my diaries I have kept. I've got over 10 years worth in boxes in storage. So I'm a hoarder of, I claim it today, I'm the hoarder of journals. And I've got so many blank journals that it is pretty bonkers. However, I'm sure they're all the same. I think most crafters that I've watched, journal keepers and journal writers that I've watched on YouTube and other channels, they're the same. They are junk journal hoarders, not just junk journals, but journal writers, hoarders, creators. And so this particular project that I thought I'd work on, I thought I'd make use of this old, as I say, this old diary, and it's almost like a leatherette front. I don't know where on earth I got it from, and there's nothing on there to tell me where I got it from, but this is almost like a faux leather, and on the front it's like engraved and printed in, "You make me happy when skies are grey." That song from, I can't remember who sang that. Skies are grey. I can't remember who sang that anyway. And the date on it is 2014, so you can tell how long I've had it for. Don't know if you can actually see the emboss. It's like embossed on it. Well, when I started gluing all the pages together, it kind of fell apart. So that made me think, right, okay, it's time for an upgrade on this. So as much as I love the orange, I'll give it a clean. But the inside, should I tell you, it actually feels like neoprene. And for those of you that don't scuba dive or go swimming in the sea when it's stupidly cold, neoprene is a fabric they use to keep you kind of warm in their wetsuits and dry suits. So yeah, so it fell off, but I'm left with this beautifully page, hundreds of diary. So, and I'm not worried about the contents of what's in there now because I've glued it all together. So some of the pages are glued and some of the pages are not glued. Well, the pages that had information on are glued together. And I'm going to upcycle this and start my journal, well, at least probably one of my journals for 2021. Now, my journals also include, I have lots on the go all the time, and last year I tried to incorporate all those areas that I write about in one journal, and I managed to do that. But what didn't I like about it? The fact that I don't have more than one journal on the go. So I'm off to have another go at that, and I don't think I'm going to succeed because I like to use lots of different journals, but we'll see how we go. And I can actually separate this off into sections if I wanted to. But again, it's going to be a progress. It's going to be a work in progress, constantly deciding what I want to do with it. So the first quarter of it could be for actually things to do, my things to do. The second quarter could be projects that I want to work on, or thoughts of ideas and projects that I might come up with in the middle of the night. Maybe the third, I could split it if I wanted to, or I could just have it as an inspiration journal. I could just have it as a gratitude journal. So there's so many different ways you can create a journal and use a journal. But today, starting today, we're going to take the cover off because it's fell off. And I have already glued the pages together, and they're being held together by some little mini bulldog clips, and I just want to carry on. So I just want you to come along for the journey. I'm not going to be chatting to you. I'm going to find some hopefully nice music that you can listen to and just be inspired by what I decide to do. Maybe not. And as I say, some of the pages are going to be much thicker than others, but I like that as well. I might gesso on some of the pages. I've got stamps out, I've got glue stick, I've got my stencils out, I've even got my embossing folders. So who knows what this is going to turn out like. But the first thing I want to do is start. And I've got some quotes that I really like, a few quotes that I like, that will just keep me, I don't know, not on track, because there's no, for me it's not an on track thing. It's a place to go when I want to put my thoughts down. It's a place to go when I have some inspiration. It's a place to go when I can't put it any more in my head. It's a place to go, isn't it? It's my place to go. It's my, I don't know what you want to call that. I don't know about it makes me happy when skies are grey. It certainly makes me happy when I journal. So that's what I'm going to do today. So you can follow or not. It's entirely your choice. starting to take shape now, and this quote, I love this quote. Standing alone doesn't mean I'm alone. It means I am strong enough to handle things all by myself. And as I love dragonflies, I love that. I love that. And around the edge I've stamped, there's always a reason to smile. Life is beautiful. Be brave and be happy. Catch your dream. And then this is I do believe it's a Native American Indian prayer. However, the author is unknown. And I love this quote. It moves me in a way I can't explain to people, but I've done some work with some shamans in the past, Native American Indian shamans, and this resonates with me very deeply. I knew a wise woman, and she said to me that the river would mould me, and the wild wind would cool me, that the trickster the coyote, he would fool me, that Father Sun would warm me, Mother Earth would clothe me, and Grandmother Moon would greet me, and of the old ways she would teach me. Wise woman, she told me to always walk lightly, tread the earth ever gently, lovingly, so preciously, and take from her sparingly. She said, to share with others what you have learned from me. Be still and breathe ever patiently. For the web of life has woven what is to be, but you must still choose your own path. You will see. And lastly, the wise woman said to me to listen to the wise one that dwells within. To walk my path in balance is to be free. The author is unknown, but reading it really resonates shamanically with me, and I do believe it probably is a prayer from the Native American Indian era, is what I'm going to say there. That's how it reads to me because of the words and the way it's written. Maybe it wasn't a shaman or a Native American that wrote it, somebody who was in alignment with their teachings, but to me that does read as a Native American Indian teaching. And I love this one from Lao Tzu. If you are depressed, you are living in the past. If you are anxious, you are living in the future. If you are at peace, you are living in the present. How beautiful is that? And so in my journal, I have done some stamping already. I love my dream catchers and I love my feathers, so I put some of those in. I love my fairies, so I put some of those in. And then this quote, I actually put another one in here somewhere. Where is she? This one is actually an African proverb, and I think it's really lovely. And it's quote geek. This comes from, the Lao Tzu one. Where did I get that one from? The Lao Tzu one I have got from Buddhist.com, I think it was, but I've cut it off where I got it from. So, but this one is from Quote Geek, an African proverb. Where there is no enemy within, the enemies outside can't hurt you. Isn't that just so profound? So that tells you to clear up the inside and start working on detoxing mind and self. Let go. Oh, sorry, just reaching for my glue stick. Let go and surrender that which no longer serves you. And putting your journal together like this can help you do such things. Maybe you'll have a page for surrender, or just today I surrender. Or a just for today. In the Reiki community, I know they use that terminology. So we could have a page for just for today, and it is just for today because you don't have yesterday and you certainly don't have tomorrow. But this helps me. This helps me with logging and putting down my thoughts. I haven't got any thoughts at the moment, other than ones I'm expressing to you, but they will go down here, and I may add more paint, more stamps, more whatever really I feel like doing on the day, in whatever colour I feel in the day. And so that's how I'm going to use up this 2014 old diary. And again, to make the pages thicker, and I think that sometimes that's nicer when you feel thicker paper to when you feel flimsy paper. That gives you a different tactile feeling, isn't it? That it's sturdy and solid, good foundations. But don't get me wrong, I love crinkly paper, and I might put some in here at some point. But I do love my thick paper as well, and I've given myself some space to journal. So that's the start, and hopefully you can think about, well, actually you don't need to have a new book. Just go and get a diary. You don't need to use it as a diary, do you? You just need to get creative with it. And I might put the cover, I will put the cover back on at some point. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, and I'm not sure how I'm going to, but I might not even stick it together, because it was only stuck together on the front here and the back. But because this is probably going to stick out now, not that I mind that, I might just put a band around it, and then I can just keep it as their soft cover for whatever journal I use. And then on there I could have the date, couldn't I? Or actually card that up a little bit stronger. I could actually card the whole thing up. Make a cover for when I'm out of this cover, because it's like a soft cover, and it's so nice and bendy. But it would be nice when it's perhaps finished to see I'm ahead of myself. I'll just cut that edge off because it's doing my head in. That I could then actually, once I finished it, do a firm cover to keep it. But there's lots, obviously, 365 days worth of paper. Well, not quite that, because I glued some of it together. But hopefully that will help. And I will put some more quotes in, and I've got this one actually before I go to tell you about. I'm sure many of you have read it, but maybe you haven't. The Celestine Prophecy, the insights, the 9 insights. I have got the 10th one somewhere, but this is what I printed out. And insight number 1 is, we are discovering again that we live in a deeply mysterious world, full of sudden coincidences and synchronistic encounters that seemed destined. So if you've never read The Celestine Prophecy, I think it's by James Allen. I think that's who wrote, or was that the person who wrote The Celestine Prophecies? James Allen? I'll have a look anyway and put that in the what's-its, in the description. The what's-its are the description. So I might put one of these on a month maybe, because that would give me 9 months then. I'm not saying I'm going to write in it every day, but you know, I'll write in it when I feel the need to. So I think just for now, I'm going to take that top one. I have got the whole don't want that bit. And did you know, if you tear paper a certain way, it does tear a certain way actually. If you tear it one way, you get more of a jagged edge or a frayed edge, and if you tear it another way, you get a whole different response. And that is basically the way the paper is made, accordingly. You see, if you go this way, then it kind of frays like that, but if you was to go backward, then you'll get that type of fray. That didn't make any sense, did it? It did to me. So if you go forward, you get that type of fray, and if you go backward, you get that type of fray. Not that that makes any difference to anybody, I'm sure. However, or you could just do it on the edge of your table, or with a nice ruler. I like my stuff to be non-conform. So, yeah, so the Celestine Prophecy was it's a movie as well. You can get it on, where did I get mine from? You can get it on DVD. and it's a great movie to watch, and it's about these insights, and he goes searching. I'm sure it's James Allen or James. Forgive me, whoever it is, I am sorry, but I have forgotten who you are that wrote it. I've read so many different books and stuff, I forget along the way who people are. But he goes off to Peru, and it's just brilliant. It's just brilliant, looking for these insights, and he gets lots of, well, I won't spoil it for you, I'm not going to do a trailer on it. We're just going to stick number 1 insight, just to remind me, across the top. We are discovering again that we live in a deeply mysterious world, full of sudden coincidences and synchronistic encounters that seemed destined. Ever had one of those days? I definitely know I have. In fact, I'd say that's a normal world for me. Synchronistic encounters and weird days, definitely normal for me. Anybody who knows me will tell you that my world just doesn't do normal, and neither do I. If anybody said I was normal, I'd be deeply offended, because I don't think anybody is. I think everybody's enriched with this beautiful tapestry of unconditional love, and, like you say, like this says, encounters of deep, mysterious, magical stuff. So, until the next time, my friends, sorry about the state of my nails, but I was doing some stuff with the pots this morning, and obviously didn't clean them very well. So that's the start of the journal. I hope you'll join me again soon. I don't know what's next. I have posted quite a few food videos recently that are going to be that will have been probably shown before this one, actually. And this one probably won't start until January, be it that I'm recording it in December. So you can add whatever you want to this. Just get your journal out, just get a journal out, and in fact actually just get any paper out, staple it together and make yourself a journal. There is no excuses. And make yourself, check in with yourself every day to work with your journal and put something in it. Just put something in it, even if you put the day, the temperature, what the weather was doing, just put something in it and just make it a place to go. Because let me tell you, and I think it was, whose song was it? Pink. In her Dear Diary, she tells her secrets to her diary, and the diary doesn't answer back or doesn't justify it, it just accepts what she puts and just accepts her wholly. And I think that's a great song, actually. So, I'm going to stop waffling now, because I can, because it's time to do something else. So until the next times, my friends, I hope you are staying above all the rubbish that's going on in the world and keeping yourself happy and smiling. Don't get caught up in it. It's going to do what it's going to do, with or without you. So don't drag yourself down by listening or being in alignment with it. Just get on. Obviously, stay protected and do all the things that you're meant to do. But in the big scheme of things, just stay focused on self. And obviously, if you've got family, your family. But be mindful and be happy. Namaste, my friends.